Now, the Prime Minister spent a lot of time talking about unity. There really is unity today. Unity with every single Australian calling for this action for a Commonwealth Royal Commission to take place. And unity does mean action. After weeks of delay, the anguish that victims' families are, of course, still going through, the pain that will never leave them. Whatever we do as a country must embrace victims' families and the national interest with respect to what is a national crisis. It's time for the Prime Minister to look in the right direction with clear eyes and clear vision for the national interest of the country he leads, to not, as he always does, point to a political timetable and political imperatives. That is not what is called for today. Now, I've seen the news that he might be, and he has indicated, he might be about to call this Commonwealth Royal Commission, and the Coalition welcomes that. Of course we do. We called for it over 3 weeks ago. And I will continue to stand every day on behalf of victims' families and the Australian community and call for a Commonwealth Royal Commission. But we've also been very clear about what that Royal Commission needs to include in its terms of reference, and I offered previously to work with the Prime Minister to refine the draft terms of reference that the Coalition has put forward. But today I want to make it very clear, first and foremost, that the terms of the Royal Commission need to be agreed to by victims' families. They must be satisfied with them, and they need to be closely and carefully consulted with. And with respect to the terms of reference for the Royal Commission, there are 3 critical things that must be included. First, full accountability for executive and ministerial decisions. What were ministers advised? What information were they provided with, particularly since October the 7th, 2023? What actions did they take as a result of that information? What actions did they not take? All of that has to be clear, and the powers of a Royal Commission can do that. Secondly, there must be a reckoning with anti-Semitism and extremist ideology. The terms of reference must properly address the systemic rise of anti-Semitism in Australia, and they must include reference to radical Islamic extremism, as well as far-left neo-Nazi extremism. Victims' families have been very clear about this. Anti-Semitism can't be rescoped or redefined. And thirdly, a Royal Commission has to have real powers and real voices, which is why our proposal has 3 commissioners. 1, a person of a senior judicial individual. Also, a member of the Jewish community with experience and expertise in anti-Semitism. And the 3rd Royal Commissioner must be a national security expert. And that's because the complex legal, community and security issues that this Royal Commission needs to cover demand those 3 experts be in charge of it. We have to, at this point in time, build public confidence. Now, the Prime Minister has delayed, deflected and looked past victims for far too long now. Today is the day for the Prime Minister to step up, step out and announce this Commonwealth Royal Commission. But it must, as a starting point, have those 3 critical areas within its terms of reference. Australians are watching. Victims' families are waiting. And the time for leadership is now. What is the Prime Minister hiding, and why is he not listening?